Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology grounded in love, a love which calls us to see the holy in each being and to take compassionate action in our world. In this space, we gather with open minds, open hearts, and open hands to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and love. Welcoming people of all nations, all creeds, all ages, all genders, all cultures, and all kinds of love. Whether you're here every week, came today for the first time, or stop by once in a while, we welcome all of who you are and all you are becoming. You are welcome here.
Good morning. I'm Patrick Cooleybeck, this morning's worship coordinator. Reverend Parisa and John O'Connor are joined this morning by Director of Music Mark David Buckles, artists in residence Roger Vine and Joe Della Pena, and the Arlington Street Choir in leading worship today. We couldn't do this without our tech team, greeters, ushers, and coffee hour hosts. We have several guests here this morning. Very heartfelt welcome home to our special guest this morning, the minister of the First Unitarian Church of Louisville, Kentucky, our very own Reverend Liz Weber. Also, next to Liz is Joanna Lupkin, on a break from rabbinical school. Mark David Buckles' parents, Mike and Jerry Buckles, are visiting from Michigan. But also, Mark David's daughter Shiloh is also here with us. And Dan Simpson and Barb Seidel welcome students from the Shoah Institute in Jamaica Plain, Yuzuki, Anzu, Miyu, Shu, and Sarah. Thank you, friends. If you're new to Arlington Street, welcome. We're so glad you're here and would love to stay connected. I hope you'll visit our website at arlingtonstreet.org and sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. If you're in the sanctuary, please fill out a pew card and put it in the basket during the offering time so we know how to be in touch with you. On the last pages of the order of service, you'll find information on upcoming Arlington Street events. There's a lot going on, both in person and on Zoom, and we'd love to see you again. Your transition team and Prudential Committee warmly invite you to Reimagining Who We Are and Where We're Going, a congregational retreat. Our in-person retreat on October 4th was energizing and fruitful, and our virtual retreat is coming up next Saturday, November the 1st, from 10 a.m. to noon. Please join us by signing up at the link in the weekly newsletter. If you came this morning with a joy or a concern in your heart, you are invited to light a candle at home and share in the chat, or come up and light a silent candle at the table to the right of the Gleason podium at any time during the service. I hope all of you here in the in-person congregation will plan to join us in the Honeywell Chapel right through the leather door up front after the service. Today we have a special treat in the form of a potluck lunch. There's plenty for everyone, so please join us. Those of you on Zoom are invited to stay on for remote fellowship. And now, Michael is going to turn the camera on our in-person congregation as we wave and smile at each other, as well as at our friends in the Zoom room, and you all in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
Gorgeous. Thank you, choir. Our opening words this morning are a poem called Shaking the Tree by Jean Lohman. Vine and branch, we're connected in this world of sound and echo, figure and shadow. The leaves contingent, roots pushing against earth. An apple belongs to itself, to stem and tree, to air that claims it, then ground. Connections balance, each motion changes another. Precarious, hanging together, we don't know what our lives support, and we touch in the least shift of breathing. Each holy thing is borrowed. Everything depends. Each holy thing is borrowed. Everything depends. In the name of each holy thing, bowing to our interdependence, we gather in worship this morning and light our chalice in praise.
Please join in saying the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark David Buckles, Director of Music. Good to be with you. We're going to start off with a song by Emma's Revolution, Pat Humphries, which we actually haven't done in a little while here, but it's a favorite of Arlington Street Church, Swimming to the Other Side. The words are printed in the order of service and in the chat. If you don't know it, a lot of words come at you kind of fast, but the melody is very repetitive and pick-upable. You'll get it right away. Let's rise in body, rise in spirit, and sing Swimming to the Other Side. Here we go. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. Here's the chorus. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving the spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. One more time, we are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Amen.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. If you're feeling a little at sea this morning, in need of a compassionate listener or spiritual companion, we remind you that our pastoral care team is here for you. Would the members of the pastoral team here in the sanctuary please stand and wave so folks can see you? Fran Peterson, Ali Jablonski, John O'Connor, and joining Marie O'Brien today on Zoom is Kel Alford. You can email our care team at care@ascboston.org to ask for support, or find a care team member in the back pew on the right of the sanctuary before services or in coffee hour on Zoom or in the chapel. Let's join now in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
candle of concern from Eve Loria, for my mother Sharon, who is facing a possible lymphoma diagnosis. We don't know much at this point, but it is good to be starting to get some answers. I wish for her peace and a good prognosis. A candle of concern from Fran Peterson for our dear Kel Alford, who fell and fractured her wrist early Saturday morning. Please keep Kel in your thoughts as she works towards recovery. Kel, our Arlington Street community is thinking of you. We hope your recovery is speedy. We love you. Our final candle is a candle of concern from Fran Peterson. October is LGBTQ+ History Month, and we remember with great pride that in May 2004, our own Reverend Emerita Kim Crawford Harvey performed the first same-sex marriage in a church, marking the historical moment. Now on November the 7th, the Supreme Court will hold a private conference to consider hearing a case that could challenge the ruling protecting marriage equality. This is only an early step in the possible process. However, revisiting this right only reopens deep scars in our community. Please hold in your hearts all those who fear being erased, who continue to fight simply for the right to love out loud. May we stand together in love inside and outside these historical walls. And to my Alphabet family, I love you.
Some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
A candle of joy from Reverend Liz Weber. I'm happily settling in with my new church in Louisville, Kentucky. But my great joy today is that I'm in Boston and get to be here with you, my Arlington Street family. A candle of joy from Queen Cheryl. This week marks my 25th anniversary with Dunkin' Donuts. The thing for which I'm most grateful is having had the opportunity over the years to help many people whose language skills may not have been strong, but who desperately wanted to work and only needed someone to give them a chance. The best part of my job has always been watching smiles widen and eyes lighting up when I say the words, "Welcome to your first job in the United States." A candle of joy from the congregation wishing a very happy birthday to Reverend Kim, wherever you may be on this special day. Even though you're missed, we're so happy for you that after all these years of happy birthdays spent standing in the pulpit, you'll never have to work on your birthday again. Sending much love. A candle from Queen Cheryl, a beloved memory for my grandmother, Mrs. Ann Rose Ziska, who taught me everything I needed to know about feeding people. Whether serving 4 or 104, the rules are still the same. Honey, always cook too much food. That way people will eat as much as they want and no one leaves hungry. Honey, there's always room for one more at the table. And perhaps the most important lesson, honey, don't buy expensive meat. Lipton onion soup mix will make any roast taste just as good. Many people at George's Memorial told me how much they loved the pork roast and asked what it was seasoned with. Lipton onion soup, of course. Mama presente. On this day when the veil is thin, and always, I send my love to the heavens, Mama. I hope you can feel it. All my love, your Cheryl. And one final candle from the congregation to Reverend Parisa, a very happy ordination anniversary. When you took your vows, we're sure you had no idea that your path would lead to Arlington Street. But here you are, and we're so glad you're with us. Wishing you a joyful day with love and gratitude. The congregation.
Sanctuary,
For all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our hearts, we light a final candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter our hearts as we share this quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our nation, for all nations, and for all beings. Amen.
There is both joy and grief to be found in the process of genealogical research, and the two often occur simultaneously. There is joy in discovering new relatives and branches. There's grief in finding out grandparents having had siblings who did not survive infancy or childhood and who have long been forgotten to time. But ultimately, that grief is tempered by the joy in remembering that they too were once living, breathing beings, and in saying their names, by thinking of them, we keep their spirits alive. Last month, on the very same day of farewell to our beloved Reverend George Whitehouse, a beautifully serendipitous event happened after the service. In the 5 weeks between George's passing and his memorial, our church office received an email from a former Arlington Street member named Jeffrey Lord. Jeffrey had been the chair of the Building and Grounds Committee here in the 1990s, and word was that there would be renovations to the Arlington Street MBTA station that would require digging on the southeast corner of our property. George was very concerned about that excavation interfering with some ashes that had been interred there, and asked Jeffrey to remove them and their accompanying headstones so that they would be preserved until we could secure the site again. In the meantime, Jeffrey moved to Western Massachusetts. The MBTA didn't begin the planned renovations until 2006. And now, in 2025, Jeffrey was planning to come to George's memorial and wanted to return the remains of these ancestors to their rightful home. On the day of George's memorial, after the service, Sandy Dixon made her way outside to collect the remains and granite headstones, no simple task, and managed to wheel them into our vestibule area, where Reverend Ali Jablonski offered a blessing on the return of Marion Nevers Repper, who died in 1966, and Brace Grodley Crowhurst, who passed in 1982, to their church home. Fran Peterson, our archivist, was moved by this reminder of our ancestors' place here and began researching their stories. Since then, her quest has expanded to researching the stories of even more congregants. Bill Briggs recently unearthed several ownership contracts during an office cleanout, and we now know the names of 35 congregation members who in 1928 paid the sum of $25, or $475 today, to Arlington Street for the ownership of a specific pew. And Fran is assembling profiles for each owner to be placed in the pew previously owned by that family. Fran writes, "Every pew tells a story. This one holds the memory of those who came before, their faith, their laughter, their hopes for what this place might become. Please take a moment to read their story. In doing so, you keep their spirit alive within these walls. You also keep the spirit of this current community by your presence and your commitment to love and service for justice and peace." Despite the passing of almost 100 years, there are still a lot of similarities between our congregation of then and now, and obviously many differences. As there are now, the congregation included, among other occupations, doctors, real estate agents, the judge, Vicki Henry's not here, individuals, couples, families with children. However, over time, our congregation has spread out from what was almost an entire church full of people residing with the confines of Beacon Hill or the Back Bay to throughout the greater and Boston area, and now remotely far beyond. I'm also going to make the bold assumption that no one here currently has a live-in staff of 4 for a household of 2. We have 5 good souls to briefly tell you about this morning, and there will be more as time goes on. Pew 53, towards the back on the right side of the aisle, Gedney King Richardson, born in 1843, a wool merchant, a Civil War veteran. He and his wife had 3 daughters, all married. He was likely the oldest member of Arlington Street Church in 1928. Pew 67, I think just in front of Liz and Joanna. Henry Buckland Sawyer, born in 1871, a noted financier and trustee. He and his wife Georgina had 3 children, all of whom grew up here at Arlington Street. Pew 64, Robert Grant, a man who comes with his own Wikipedia article. Author, probate court judge, Harvard overseer, and member of an advisory committee to review the fairness of the trial of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti in 1927. He and his wife Amy raised 3 sons. Pew 110 is upstairs, Eleanor Stanley Parker, born in 1886. She was the daughter of a tea merchant with holdings in China and thus a woman of independent means. Was the Catherine McAdam, who lived with her in 1910, 1920, and 1930, a servant according to census records? Or was this a Boston marriage? Fran and I will keep looking. And in Pew 48, Bernard Coffin Weld, born in 1868, director of an East India merchant firm and member of the Hemp Commission, which was probably something of a different nature than whatever a Hemp Commission would be overseeing today. He and his wife Mabel raised 2 sons and a daughter who all came of age at Arlington Street. Their eldest son, Aaron Davis Weld, was one of 60 congregation members who served in the United States Armed Forces during that First World War, and the only one who died while serving in France, 1 month to the day before the war ended in November 1918. There is a memorial plaque on the rear wall of the sanctuary in the back corner in his honor. Nobody who knew Aaron Weld is alive today, but by hearing his story, we keep his spirit alive within these walls. And as Fran has written, we also keep the spirit of this current community by our presence and our commitment to love and service for justice and peace.
Thank you, Patrick. Patrick and Fran, as the instigator, have taken up this task of learning more about this cloud of witnesses that surround us. From those congregational ancestors of long ago to the losses of our own lives, remembering and sharing those images and stories of those who are no longer with us is a powerful way for those of us still living to know each other. So if you've brought a memento or a photo of a loved one to share this morning and you haven't already, I invite you during this next hymn to just come forward. And if you'd just like to come forward and see the photos that are here, this next hymn is a good time to do that. So Patrick will help you either affix it to the board or set it on the table in front of the chancel. And I invite you to rise in body, rise in spirit, and join in singing "I Cannot Think of Them as Dead," which can be found as number 96 in your gray hymnal and also in your order of service and the Zoom chat. How many people in church today? My colleague, the Reverend Dr. Carl Scoville, who served our congregation just across the common at King's Chapel for more than 30 years, once mused about the way folks asked him what seemed like a simple question. How many people in church today? Carl reflects, I have a bad memory for figures. I stand for a moment a little confused and finally say, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe more. I pause, maybe less? I remember feeling that this figure was not impressive, that I did not sound successful. He goes on to say, I walked on wondering why people so often ask me that question. Do they wonder if I'm including the choir and the ushers, assistant minister when I'm feeling desperate? And what does it mean anyway? He goes on to realize that if he really counted everyone who was in church that day, and then also those who had been there 25 years earlier, and all those who had come and gone, and the ancestors from before his time who were memorialized on the walls and in the endowments and in the artifacts that bore their names, that would be a lot of people. For us, it would be the donors of the Tiffany windows, the people memorialized on them, the Honeywell family who built this building, the many hearts and minds that have kept the George White House, the bells intact, kept the congregation running, the Unitarian greats, William Ellery Channing and Frederick Frothingham and Dana Greeley and Jack Mendelson, and of course, the many beloveds we have lost from among us, Art Judge, Doc Kinney, Don Richter, Jean Monahan, and again, George Whitehouse. You get the idea. And then there are the musicians whose songs lift us up and carry us forward. If we listed all of them, we'd be here all day. And maybe we should. Then there are the loved ones each of us has lost, who we'll name later in today's service, who come with us really wherever we go, but sometimes more than others. Today, I bring with me my father, who died 7 years ago and would have turned 94 last Thursday. Who do you bring? How might we count them? Carl concludes his reflection by saying the answer he has to give to that question. How many people in church today? Thousands. That cloud of witnesses, he concludes, keeps us sane and reminds us of the source of our faith and our hope. Soon, here at Arlington Street, we'll be able to offer a resting place for the ashes of members and friends in the form of a columbarium in the front vestibule, the visionary gift from David Gennaro and Jeffrey Thompson. The cloud of witnesses will then draw closer than ever. We will name them and see them regularly. In this season, when the veil between the worlds is thin, we have a delicious opportunity to revel in the ways that the loved ones we lost are with us still. We invite and celebrate the gifts of those who may never have set foot in this church, but who have come with us today in blessed memory. Those we cannot think of as dead because they are very much with us still. The writer Catherine Schultz has always been averse to euphemisms for death, she says. To say someone has passed away or is no longer with us or departed felt to her like odd ways to help us hide from the fact of death. Until she was surprised to find herself, after her father died, saying, I lost my father. So she looked up the root word of the word lost and found that the earliest meaning of it was actually to perish or despair, to be cut off. And our ideas of losing things, losing our minds, losing our hearts, losing ourselves in love were actually evolutions from that original meaning associated with death. a separation, being cut off, divided. In the freshness of grief, we are gobsmacked by the fact that the person we love and know in daily life, for their quirks and their gifts and their touch and their smile, all the layered facts of their person are yanked from us. Who are we without them? Can it be real? Any of us who has lost a loved one knows that special kind of sharp pain. The instant disorientation at having the person no longer there, the disbelief that shows up when we can find ourselves continuing to talk to them, to imagine their reactions, to prepare a place for them at the table, to fluff their pillow. And then to realize they won't be coming to eat, to sleep, to laugh at that joke, to appreciate the way the flowers are arranged, ever again. The sense of living in two worlds after a loss, of there being a separation between the world before and those who seem to be going about their lives blissfully ignorant of the fact of death, and those deep in the low. How can we navigate between the two? How do we know that we can work through the why of loss while living with the living? Nothing makes sense in the freshness of grief, which may explain how I found myself in a very fancy boutique the day after my father died, contemplating the purchase of a $350 handbag that I didn't need and definitely couldn't afford. If I wasn't any longer my father's daughter, as I felt in that moment, who was I? Maybe I was suddenly a very fancy lady. Thankfully, before I swiped my credit card, I realized, literally looking in the mirror in the store, that was not for me, that retail therapy was not going to soothe my pain. Over time, the discombobulation gives way to riding sort of side saddle with loss, knowing how to dip into the land of the, we pretend that doesn't happen here, just enough to get by, and also knowing when to let in all of the tears and the sadness, or the knowing smiles that we wish for from our beloved who's passed, at those inside jokes we will never share in the same way with another. And then there's the living with all of it, the sudden moments of remembrance in the midst of daily life that catch you unaware, the sense of a close presence, even when you are a firm believer in no afterlife, the waft of their scent hitting you while you're doing the dishes or mowing the lawn. How can that be? And eventually, we do find that at every turn, those we have lost are still with us. We just get better at knowing how to manage in the world with them in our hearts rather than in our arms. My father now looks over my shoulder as I cut fruit and vegetables, making sure I'm not wasteful of any edible parts as I cut off stem or separate watermelon flesh from rind. He rants at me about the state of the world, and I rant right back. Ali Parsa is deepest in my heart as I read or recite or listen to poetry, the one language in which we understood each other. The poet David Whyte beautifully describes this journey of moving through the pain of loss to the accompaniment of grief in his poem Requiem. He's driving away from attending the death of a dear friend. He writes, "I suddenly felt the pure note of you in me, a pitch that had me held and quiet, as if the choir that had sung unheard in me these last days had touched at last the held note that leaves a chapel silent, so that the stones and the rock and the walls and the clear austerity of prayer surrounding me seemed like an ally and a friend at last. No landscape to overcome but my home and rest, so that though I drove away from you through a land you knew and that you wouldn't want to leave, I felt as if you were looking with me. Though I left you, you were coming with me. As if my life lay not on one side of your going or the other, but here in the pained and pilgrim present. As if we still had an arm around each other, you in the light and me in the dark, taking turn and turn again to help each other see our breath pluming together in the cold air of the car as we sat together as we had before, prayerful, parallel inhabitants of an onward way, not hallowed by the power of distance. T.S. Eliot famously described hell as a place where nothing connects with nothing. The worst possible outcome of our lives is to feel disconnected and abandoned, not just in death, but in life. Our purpose is to know our connection, though it might change form and not be visible to the naked eye. The journey of grief may never end, but living with us, it opens us up to the realization that as Buddhist sages teach us, our separation is in fact an illusion. Our connection simply changes form, and it is ours to notice the shape it will take next. And once we see those other shapes of connection, we open ourselves to honoring them in others, all of those we carry with us all the time. Our feelings of loss are entirely because we have loved, and that love is never lost. In fact, the fierceness and the tenderness of our love are meant to continue to magnify as we remember our loved ones and hold them close. And in their absence, we learn to share that love anew. May we let ourselves, my friends, be held in love, open our hearts to offering a love that never ends. If grief is its inevitable companion, and if we let it, it opens us up to more love, stronger connection, and wider compassion, then let it be so. Amen.
When we are gone from this place, a dim remembered face can bind us all together, our mothers and our sons and every link in that chain, forged with love, blood, and pain, can remind us all forever of where once we had begun, and all the salt in the sea cannot preserve me, all the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire, all the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly, but the suffering and pain. Take solace in good company, our partners and our neighbors. If we strive, do our best to fill their hearts with happiness, then our own truthful can be, and so reward our labors. Oh, the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. Oh, the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly. But the love in my soul can keep me whole. All the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. All the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly, but the love in my soul can keep me whole. But the love in my soul can keep me whole.
Thank you, choir. Thank you, Mark David. Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. It's up to us. Generosity is a key spiritual practice here, and it shows. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. This month, we have been giving to Ride for Hope, a student-led cycling initiative dedicated to raising funds and awareness for families affected by childhood cancer. Founded by Arav Jadav and Yakub Paul while they were juniors at Brookline High School, the organization began with an ambitious goal to make a real difference for children and families supported by the Boston House, Hope and Healing for Children with Cancer. They completed their ride from Brookline to New York City last weekend and have raised over $13,000 so far. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to sustain our beloved Arlington Street and Ride for Hope. You can give online at ascboston.org or find instructions in the order of service for giving via QR code, Venmo, or text message. You can also mail a check to the church or use the envelopes in the pews, which can be given to the ushers as they come through momentarily with collection plates. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, Joe. We join now in shared remembrance of all those who live with us in memory, who are in this room because they have a place in our hearts. We'll soon offer the simple act of speaking their names or typing them into the chat, and offer the prayer that we may know more deeply, the great mystery at the heart of being, to share the spirits of our loved ones with the community gathered here. Take a moment to feel the love that has moved through these walls in the presence of our ancestors in faith. Pay homage to the care and attention that brought each of us to birth, that moves through our lives and brings us into community here. Praise the mystery and miracle of life itself. Let us draw our very particular cloud of witnesses close. When you're ready, I invite you to speak aloud the names of those beloved you are remembering today, listening also for the names shared by others. You might say names at the same time, and that's okay. They're still spoken and with us. After each group of names, we'll sing together, "Be with us."
Let's try that together. It goes like this. Be with us. Sing it with me. Be with us.
We call forth those we have lost who were part of our nurturing, inspiring, and mentoring us, whose memory is a blessing.
Be with us. Be with us.
We call forth those whose role in our lives was complicated, whose impact on us has been deep, and whose memory brings love and heartache.
Be with us. Be with us.
We call forth the non-human beings who have comforted, challenged, and companioned us, whose memory brings joy.
Be with us. Be with us.
We call forth those who have stood up against injustice, who have given their lives for the sake of peace and righteousness, whose memory calls us to action.
Be with us. Be with us.
We call forth the ancestors within this congregation, by whose grace and dedication we have the blessing to be gathered, whose memory guides our way. Carol Smith, Joan Goodwin,
Be with us. Be with us.
May light perpetual shine on each soul named, so that the light of their highest hopes and greatest virtues shining through us can be our blessing to the world. Amen. As the choir prepares to lead us in breaths, I invite you to join in a responsive reading. Your words are just, we remember them, after I point to you, okay? Can we do that? In the rising of the sun and in its going down, in the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, in the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, in the blueness of the skies and the warmth of summer. Please rise in body, rise in spirit, and join in singing breaths found in your order of service and the Zoom chat.
Listen more often to things and to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Thou
Let us offer our benediction to one another by taking those ancestors' breath that we have brought with us, the love that surrounds us, sending it out into the world, Zoomers on your squares, and those of us in the sanctuary, sending it out with open hands to one another, people on your left and your right, in widening circles that encompass the earth, and maybe across time and space as well. And as you feel yourself sending forth that love, feel all of that that's coming back at you. And I invite you to gather it up and bring it to heart center and carry it with you through the week ahead. Love that is the spirit of this church flowing through and from you. Spirit of life and love of grief and its wisdom, hold us in our unknowing, in our pain, in our sadness, in our anger, in our yearning, in our joy, and in our celebrations. Help us to know that each feeling is a bid for connection, a remembrance of the love that holds us, and a path toward what can heal us. Let our remembrance today open our lives to deeper truth, tether us more fully to one another, and to the wider compassion for those in this world and beyond it. Go in peace, in love and service. The service begins when the service ends. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people
We are located at the corner of Arlington and Boylston Streets, across from the Public Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.